What's up, Toyota Sienna fan? Sienta fan? Interesting. Hey, glad you like the videos. Thank you. So you're joining me, by the way. I'm just sitting in LA traffic, driving back from, I was in Paso Robles, kind of in Central California, for a little road trip in the M2 CS. What's my favorite car? Good question. Um, Boy, that's hard. I might have to separate that into segments. So my favorite sedan was my Cadillac CT5V Blackwing, which has now been sold, and I miss it terribly. But that's definitely my favorite sedan. Favorite supercar? Well, the car I most want to own one day is a 2005, 2006 Ford GT. But the best supercar I've driven was the McLaren 765 LT for sure. Oh, you're going to the LA Auto Show tomorrow? Cool. Let's see what other. I didn't go this year, by the way. I was gonna go, but my wife, mobile mama, had to go, and we didn't have childcare, so I watched my kids. Um, SVJ. That's another really. That's so high on the list. That's like top five for sure. Nothing sounds as good as an SVJ. It's so amazing. That V10 is, oh V12, sorry, is unbelievable. Especially straight piped. Straight piped. It's just it makes your eardrums bleed, but you're happy about it. Uh, oh, you saw her videos. Cool. Yeah, she makes a lot of short form content. I do short form and long form content. But she was covering a bunch of stuff at the auto show and catching up with people in the car world. And I was happy to see her go and enjoy that. Yeah, if you're just joining, I'm in the M2 CS that I got like 3 weeks ago. And this is a road trip to tack on some miles because I have to hit 1,200 miles before it's at break-in. And once it's at break-in, then I can start to go past 5,000 RPM and drive it a lot more enthusiastically. I've driven an SVJ, yes. I actually have videos about it on YouTube, and all of my just raw excitement driving that car. It's so, so good. It's a worthy dream car for sure. I'm gonna flip the camera around just so you can see. Oh, well, that doesn't help, but that's my camera mount, but I'm just on the highway in traffic. It's slow going here. I did see some, dude, holiday traffic brings out the crazies. Like, people drive absolutely insane. Way worse than normal rush hour traffic. Okay, your question. What BMW would you prefer if I wanted a BMW? The one I'm driving for sure, this M2 CS. It's such a good car. It's the most powerful production rear drive BMW. It looks cool, way cooler to me than the standard M2, and it's exciting to drive, but it also is, as I've found on this road trip, pretty darn comfortable. The only thing that is tough is these seats are pretty aggressive. G82 M4, that's a good one. I do love the M4. The M4 CS was a consideration for me, but it was a little too much money. It was like an extra 15, 20 grand compared to the M2 CS, and I thought M2 CS might be, oh, the snow in the mountains. I wish you could see this, guys. It's really cool. Maybe you live close by. I'll try to adjust the phone mount. You see the mountains out there, or is it just gonna focus on the wrong thing? Ah, it is. Oh well. But anyway, yeah, M4, great car. Oh, hello, William Bowman. Not far off from my last name, Brandman. Uh, Agree on the M2. Yes, it's a good car. Um, I wish the manual in the M2 was better, to be honest, because it leaves a lot to be desired. As someone who loves manual transmissions, but just wasn't very satisfied with how the manual felt in that car. But it's not even offered with the CS, so wasn't a consideration for me. Any questions, guys? Either about the drive I've been doing or about the car, M2 CS that I'm driving. You can ask me anything, to be honest. You can ask about future content, cars I've driven. Have at it. What car will I review next? Good question. Let's see. Actually, tomorrow they're dropping off an Audi RS3, which I'm really excited about. I've driven the RS3, but it's been a couple years, and I'm going to try to make a comparison between that, hi car collections, between the RS3 and this, and then shortly after that, I get the Lexus IS 500, which is another like RS3 M2 competitor. So that'll be a fun comparison. Hello to car collections, and what was your question? What is better in my opinion, the Demon or the M2? I don't like this question, not because it's not a fair question, but because it's really difficult to answer. The Demon is so different from this car that it really feels unfair to compare them. Kind of like, I mean, I'm gonna make a comparison video, so I will be comparing them, but it's kind of like when I was talking about my favorite cars and having to put them into different segments, because for me to just go, oh, my favorite car is this, feels unfair to different cars that are just like the absolute most amazing with their intended purpose in their specific segments. Because saying this car is universally better or worse than this other one feels kind of unfair. But the Demon let's put it this way, I've never laughed more hilariously than when I was driving that car. Let's say I drove it like last week, no, 3 days ago. And I just put my foot down, and it's one of those cars where if you haven't driven a high horsepower car like this, you're not gonna understand. But when you put your foot down, you swear you're like at full throttle. You think there's nothing left. But in the Demon, you've still got another half or at least a quarter throttle left to go, additional power left to use that you haven't tapped into. That's just, it's mind-blowing. And then it sounds amazing. The rumble of the engine just kind of fills the cabin, and it's a very visceral car. So the Demon's amazing for that. Obviously, it's not a corner carver, and I love cars that have high handling capabilities. And so that's where a car like the M2 CS or the CT5e Blackwing before this were just ideal. I loved driving these cars. So it's hard to say which one I like better, but I like them each in their respective ways. Okay, questions, let's see. Did you like the Z06 I drove, and was it Costco worthy? Yeah, so the Z06, actually all C8 Corvettes have a surprising amount of livability to them, because they've got not only the rear trunk space, but they have a front trunk as well, yeah, because they're mid-engine. So they have a front trunk space, the rear trunk space, and both are pretty large openings. So I've been really impressed by the practicality of those cars. So yeah, I'd say they're Costco worthy. Favorite color on the 054 GT? Good question. So I used to say, and I would still say this to some degree, but I used to say like confidently, oh, it's got to be that midnight blue with the white stripes down the center. But recently I've been taking long looks at the GT and thinking, you know, this actually looks so good either in just a single flat color, no stripes, which is new for me, or yes, a single flat color, but like not even the midnight blue. I could see it in a black, and I've seen a black with specific wheels that are not the factory wheels, and it looks like unbelievable because the car is so low to the ground and blacked out, not with black wheels, but with different like bright work wheels, looks amazing. So I could see that car in a single color, no stripes, with some contrasting wheels, looking amazing. You heard the Acura RSX got spotted at the Tesla Supercharger. The RSX? Oh, okay, like a future car, maybe based loosely on the Prelude or something like that. That would be interesting, considering that the Prelude's a conventional hybrid. So if the RSX is a plug-in, I wonder what the deal is with that. Okay, so what's your next question? You laughed at the part when I drove a Denali Ultimate in Mobile Short. Yeah, she often tells me what to say in those videos, and I'm not always like in touch with all the trends that are going on. And she was like, people who drive Denali's just think they are Denali's. They don't think they're a model plus Denali. But of course, there are many models for the Denali. You've got, you know, the Yukon, you've got the Sierra, you've got the Acadia, you've got many different Denali's. But I thought that video was pretty funny. Let's see, did I miss any other questions? No other questions so far. Guys, if you have questions, feel free, fire away. I've got, well, an hour of time here. I don't know if I'll be live for the full hour, but an hour until I get home because traffic is nasty with the holiday coming up. So if you have other questions, let's see. RSX is all electric. Oh, the RSX is going to be all electric based on Honda's O series platform. They got the prototype, the ARCs. Oh, sweet. I'm not even up on the details with that, so you know more than I do about that for sure. I'll be honest, I'm not really in touch with the EV scene closely. I do like EVs, and in fact, Mobile Mama is reviewing a Hyundai Ioniq 9, and I love that thing. It's probably one of my favorite vehicles on sale. It's so smooth, and it has amazing features. It seems like a really good value. But yeah, that's interesting about the RSX. When will I collab with Forrest? I mean, I've collabed with him before, but it's been a little while. So, yeah, we could probably make something work pretty soon here. Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. Other questions as I sit at this stop sign. Yet another stop sign. It's always like when, I don't know why I trust Google Maps, but they always take me on some crazy route to avoid traffic that ends up taking longer than just sitting in traffic. It's wild. You saw an Ioniq 9 today and Ioniq 9U? Huh? I don't understand that one. What car am I reviewing next? So I just answered this a little earlier, but the Audi RS3, that's coming next. And then the Lexus IS500, which could be cross-shopped for sure. RS3 and IS500 almost direct rivals. IS500 now going to be, or it already has been discontinued for 26, so this would be a 25 model. And RS3 just got some updates for 25, so that'll be interesting. I'm going to try to compare those and this in one video. We'll see if I can pull it off, because obviously there's one of me and 3 cars, so that will be interesting, just trying to do it all by myself. But I'm going to try. Oh, I see. Understand. 9U. Okay. Is that the model name in a different country? Not talking to me. I'm just sitting at the slide. Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with that. Oh, I see. I understand. Okay, with a Korean accent. Okay. Am I going to come to Edmonton soon? I don't have plans to go to Edmonton anytime soon, but if I'm ever there, I'll share it on my Instagram stories or something, and you let me know. We can meet up. Finally making a right here. If I can see, can't really see around these cars. I'll wait for an opening. I'm using my turn signal in my BMW as proof that you can do that. Rejecting a trend. All right, this is the long route around that they want me to take. Sorry if I'm not looking right now. Okay, favorite place to go car spotting or to do car spotting? Oh, that's good. Well, if you're in the Orange County area on a Saturday morning, then South OC Cars and Coffee has just a crazy collection of cars. But if just like real world stuff, not a car meet related activities, I'll just go down to the beach in Orange County, like Newport, and there's so much money there that people just typically have their just crazy nice cars any day of the week, any time of day. So that's a good spot. What do I think of the Hyundai Palisade hybrid? I'm excited that they're doing a hybrid of that and also the Kia Telluride. Toyota seems to have gotten that right of making a big bet on hybridization as opposed to doing a lot of EVs, because not everyone's ready to embrace full-on pure EVs. But hybrids don't require any change in your habits, your lifestyle. So that's kind of a good move. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. Best Chinese car I've reviewed so far. I haven't reviewed too many of them. But I really liked the Xiaomi SU7. That was a great car, honestly. Very well built, felt really solid and smooth. And I mean, the direct conversion of the Chinese yuan to USD was insane. I think it was like a $40,000 car if you converted it. But of course, if you ever got it to be sold here in the US, there'd be crazy taxes and all that. Other questions as I'm now cruising through LA streets. Oh, you found your turn signal. I love it when people do that. Better than not finding it at all. Someone was turning left in front of me and they just last second engaged that. What can I tell you? I can tell you a story. If I could think of one. So there once was a man who took a road trip to Paso Robles, and he stopped at a cinnamon roll shop because it sounded good. And it was, however, it wasn't as good as the cinnamon rolls his wife made him 2 days before. True story. Mobile Mama made some insanely good cinnamon rolls, and she almost never bakes. Well, that's not true. She bakes like infrequently, but she just made these on a whim, and they were so good. So those are all I want right now. What are the questions? What do you think of the Huracan STO? I like it. My favorite Huracan, though, is the Storado. The fact that they made a rally Huracan and then let crazy people like myself drive it on a rally stage, I just have all the respect for Lamborghini for doing that. It's such a cool car. Driving around town, it looks like someone did a kit car job on it. They took a Huracan, they just lifted it up, because that's, I mean, ultimately what it is. But just the sophistication of the suspension to be able to handle the roughness, the gruffness of rallying it's so cool, so impressive. So I love that Huracan. STO, that's very good as well. I did a review of that one 2 years ago, and there's not a whole lot like a naturally aspirated V10 and pulling the paddles, which are giant magnesium pieces along the column, and just hearing the pops and crackles and bangs of that motor. It's so good. Have I ever driven a hypercar? I have. I think it might be the only hypercar I ever drove was, well, only two hypercars from the same brand, Bugatti Chiron or Chiron or Chiron, depends on how you want to say that, and the Bugatti Tourbillon. So, oh no, I haven't driven the Tourbillon. I drove the Chiron regular one and the Chiron Super Sport. So technically the same model, just slightly varied. But those are the only hypercars I've driven. I would love to drive, I don't know what, Koenigsegg. That's highest on my list, along with Pagani. Bugatti Super Sport is far and away the fastest, like objectively fastest car I've ever driven. Although, like, real world fast, the McLaren 765 LT is definitely up there, just in terms of like real world capable speed. It can get the power down. It's a rear drive, and yet it's got so much grip that it can actually use all of its 750 horsepower. So that might be the most real world fast car I've ever driven. Although there are EVs that are just like ridiculously quick. I mean, Tesla Model S Plaid, very quick. What other crazy quick EV did I drive? I mean, Lucid, not the Gravity, the Lucid Air Sapphire, that also quick, not necessarily, I mean, it is fast too, but definitely the Bugatti is like number one. Aren't I able to remote start your car by triple tapping the lock button, not having to go all the way to the app? Yes, you can do it either way. And I think in my video about what's different for this car, I mentioned that. I think I mentioned that you can either do it the app way or you can just triple click the lock. Oh, you remember the Chiron video? Which one? The first one from 2016, which is a long time ago, obviously, or the one from 2023, I guess it was, when I drove that most recently? Which one? Because, yeah, I can't believe I've driven that car twice. What's my opinion on the Cayenne EV? I'm very excited about it. From a number standpoint, and also like the look is cool. I'm a bit stuck in the past in terms of the Cayenne because I have always loved like the 2018 to 2022 model. I think just looks the cleanest. It was the best, most cohesive design from Porsche for that vehicle. And honestly, the base Cayenne or Cayenne S, especially when it still had the V8, actually it regained the V8 semi-recently. Cayenne GTS from 2022 is probably like my Halo Cayenne. But I'm excited about the EV. I mean, the power numbers, the acceleration figures are absolutely wild. So I'm excited about those. For those of you just joining, I am in my M2 CS. Let me see if we can swing this over for a second. M2 CS. And I'm just driving back from a road trip to Central California. So thanks for joining. Go ahead, Lexus. SC400. What other questions do you guys have for me? Let's see. I like the triple tapping is a favorite because you hear the lock. Yeah, the lock, the chirp of the BMWs are pretty cool. Let's see. When am I going to drive a Lexus LFA? I would love to know that. The answer to that I would love to hear because it's definitely a dream car for me to just experience that V10 would be incredible. So yeah, I want to drive that soon. So I'll let you know. What is it? It is a curved screen. Oh, the M2 CS? Yeah, it does. It does have a curved screen. I'm not taking my phone off the mount right now just because I'm here in traffic. The Yamaha V10 is probably the best sounding car, and the Lexus LC500 is the best sounding V8. The LC500 V8 sounds so good. I love every time I get to review that vehicle, and reviewing the convertible about a month ago was an absolute treat. Just with the top down, that motor, it's like a Japanese muscle car soundtrack, and they do that so well. I love that car. Oh, the curved screen in the Cayenne EV. Yeah, I honestly didn't look a ton into the interior of the Cayenne. I just saw the power output and the exterior. Lexus LFA. Yeah, my opinion on it is I'm a huge fan of that car. I think it's cool that in a similar way to the LC500, it's not so much about the numbers. It is about the emotion. So you drive an LC500 and it is not going to blow you away with the acceleration, but the sound it makes and the comfort and the style are all like so incredible that it more than makes up for the speed. Although, you know, speed's great and it has its own place for that, but like you can get a regular BMW M4 competition that is going to be quicker than that car and cost less. So you can have one of those, and then you can go take your grand tour and just enjoy the lovely sounds of V8 in the LC500. LFA, incredible hypercar or supercar just for its like its sound and its emotion and all the excitement they put into that car and the look, of course. But yeah, it's not the fastest thing out there. It is fast, but it's not the craziest thing. Hello, Esther. I love that Ferrari has a 700 horsepower engine with electric motors that makes like 800 horsepower. It's so fast and super grippy. Yeah, it is cool. Like, so, was I driving the Purosang? I'm probably butchering that. I can't remember how you say the name, to be honest. But the Purosang was just, it was so cool that there was, yes, that naturally aspirated V12, and you get all the great noise, although it was a little muted in that. I wish it was ever so slightly louder, but there are exhaust systems for that. But then you also get that, you know, instant torque just off the line of the EV and just the around town quietness. It's a really cool recipe combining those two. Now granted, with any EV you are going to have the extra weight of the battery packs, but those are getting lighter all the time. So I think for now I would much rather have that as an option than some sort of hybrid. So if you just have the EV power and then the function of the V12 kind of unadulterated, I think that's the way to go right now. Esther, I said hello. I definitely noticed you. Did you have a question? What car am I driving? I am driving my BMW M2 CS. So this is me driving back from a road trip in my car. So I've had this thing now for 3 weeks, and I wanted to put some miles on so I can get to break-in. And when it's at the break-in point at 1,200 miles, which is approximately 250 miles from now, then I get to go past 5,000 RPM and really have some fun. Let's see. Car Gamers Forza, disagree. Let's see. Behind me. What's behind me? Was there some other car behind me? Can I do... Wait, what? You're in the white Tesla? Where? There's a white Tesla over there. No way, this is wild. Are you actually, like, right around me? You're in the white Tesla behind me. Okay, so there is a white Tesla back there. I see it behind a semi-truck. Are you behind the blue Tesla? You're in a white Tesla behind the blue Tesla? Blink twice if you can see me. That doesn't work because I can't see you from here. But, there's a Tesla Model 3 Plaid right here. Cool, I want to review one of those. Would you guys watch that? It's a cool looking car, I'll be honest. I mean, it's kind of, I really do like the updates they made to the front end and to the back end. Okay, you're in that, you must be in that white Tesla that's back there then. So I hope you get a chance to catch up. I'm just in the right lane, so I'm not going to go any faster. I will go as slowly as I can so you can catch up. What car would I rather have, BMW M8 or M5? New M5 or F90 M5? Because F90 M5, either the competition or the CS, are terrific cars. And just the practicality of that with the performance, that's pretty good. But then, you know, the M8 is basically, you know, it's that kind of, I don't know what they put the generation code of that, but it, you know, it's the same generation as the F90 that's still being in production. And that car looks super cool as a coupe. It looks great as a Grand Coupe. So I don't know. If it's new M5 versus M8, M8 all day, because M8 looks so good. What's my opinion on the M2, M4, and M6? M6, it's been a number of years since there was an M6. I never got to drive the M6. There was that car, the V10. I didn't get to drive that car. I would like to at some point. I do love the E60 generation M5 with that V10. But yeah, I didn't drive the M6. The M2, I really like. In the standard G87 M2 doesn't really do it for me, both in the way it looks. I know it looks very similar to the CS, but the CS touches with the bronze wheels, and the fact that it's lowered, and the different grills, and the ducktail, of course, looks so much cooler. M4, I do like the M4, especially when you put in aftermarket grill or the CS or CSL grill in the bucktooth thing with the M4. Although I've seen the renderings for the new M3 and I'm not even very enthusiastic about that, even though it doesn't have the buck teeth again. How's my day been? Kayer. My day has been great. Thanks for asking. How about yours? Let's see. I don't know what to get. Brand new M8 or M5, or do you think I should get? What do you think I should get? Brand new M8 or brand new M5? Because I like the new M5. In terms of livability, it's a nicer living car than the older M5. But, and it drives well. It just, would you be thinking about the Touring? Because the Touring's very cool, but actually I've heard that those are going for quite a bit more at the dealership, so I don't know if that's kind of the move. Whereas the M8s, I think, are a little underrated for the performance that you can get in those cars. So you can probably pick one of those up. I had the one in the Borusan Turkish something, Borusan Turkish Blue, and oh my gosh, it looked so good with the carbon bucket seats. That car would be pretty good. If you could find that, go buy it. Talking about the F80 M4, not the G80. Oh, F80. Have I driven the F80? I think I have. It's been a while. I think I drove the F80 like 6 years ago. I like that car. I do. F80 or F80 M4. Were you comparing that to the M2? Which M2? F87 M2 or G87 M2? Because F87 M2 is a wonderful car. If I could have bought the CS version of that brand new, now we're talking. Probably would like that more than this car. Although this road trip, I have fallen in love with this car for sure. Can I do more car key reviews or car alarms? I love car alarm videos. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna start doing more like key demos, which I think are great, and I think people are curious what the key can do, and I think those are fun. So I will do more of those. How old are you? Look like I'm 18. That's very nice of you to say. I'm 35, so I'm almost double 18 years, but I feel still like I'm 18 most of the time. I work out every day, and I am excited about fun things, so hopefully I don't look 35. Still have I've got a little gray in my beard. Let's see. I'm curious as to hear the horn on the M2 CS that I'm driving. Well, we're in a lot of traffic, so a horn sound isn't going to be weird, so let's just hear it. Ready? There's the horn. It's kind of a normal horn. There's nothing else, there's nothing like remarkable about that horn, actually. Typically, I have strong opinions and thoughts about horn sounds. That one just sounds normal, which I'm kind of glad for. Your mom's 2 years older than me. Wow. That's crazy because my wife is the same age as I am. And your mom was young, definitely, when she had you, because our kids are only, well, our kids are 4 and 2. So, yeah, that's cool. What feels more American than German? Which one? Curious. Oh, the sound of the horn? Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's why I think it sounds normal, because a lot of American cars sound like that. But a German horns usually have slightly higher pitch, but not as high pitch as Japanese horns. Japanese horns sound like little kid cars. They're so high pitched. Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. Let's see. M3, SoCal, I4. I was trying to read your handle, see if I could decipher what that meant. Do I hate Nissan Rogue? This is from Toyota Sienta fan. Do I hate Nissan Rogue plug-in hybrid, which is a rebadged Mitsubishi Outlander plug-in hybrid, or do I like it? It's a good question. I saw that, and of course, I immediately was like, oh, Mitsubishi. I actually like how it looks, most of it. I really have never gotten on board with the headlights that are really down low. I get it that they can work just as well as headlights that are up high, but I think we're just so used to seeing headlights where they are right now, and they've gotten so slim and so nice, and to them put them down low, they just look so chunky. That's the one part about the new Rogue that I'm just not on board with. Otherwise, I don't mind how it looks. I actually like the back end. I was like, oh, Nissan tried. They really tried with their design on that one. Will I do a review of a helicopter? That would be a commitment, because I'd have to get my helicopter pilot's license, which is a labor-intensive process. And then I would have to secure access to a helicopter, which is a big expense as well. I have a friend who has a helicopter, but I guarantee he would not let me fly it unless I had my license. So again, it would be a big commitment to try to do that. Although I have ridden in his helicopter, flown, I guess, in his helicopter with him. And did I post any video about that? I think I did, but his name's Micah. And you probably know Micah Muzio from, he was at Kelly Blue Book, now he's on his own. The Cadillac that you reviewed, that blue was so nice. The one I owned, the CT5V Blackwing, or the Cadillac, you probably mean the Celestiq that I just had like last week or 2 weeks ago. Yes, that blue was cool. It's called Carolina blue. But honestly, for that car, I thought, you know, in a darker shade, that would look even better. That was my personal opinion. You know what they should do? They should have just got a 7-seater Rogue, convert it to left-hand drive, and remove the e-powertrain and put the plug-in hybrid powertrain from the Outlander plug-in hybrid. Remove the e-power powertrain and put the plug-in hybrid powertrain from the Outlander plug-in hybrid. You think they should have based it off the Rogue instead of the Pathfinder? Maybe. Oh, the one I reviewed in short. So yeah, that was the Celestiq. Your grandparents have a helicopter? Wow, those are some cool grandparents. I hope that one day I'm a grandparent with a helicopter. When am I going to review cars in Spartanburg, South Carolina? I did that not too long ago, but I do need to go back and just get behind the wheel of some older BMWs because they've got some sweet cars there. My friend Chris Amos, the Topher, and Chris Brower, the Topher 2. They've both gone to Spartanburg and they've reviewed like E34 M5s and E60 M5s and what else did they review? They reviewed like older Z3 clown shoes and they got some cool stuff out there. So I need to make a trip. What car shows are good in South Carolina? Oh, you're in Columbus. Honestly, I don't know. I've only been to Greenville, South Carolina, and I was there with BMW both times, so I don't know what the car show scene is like out there. Sorry about that. You live in Chesney. I hope to see you zoom past me. I hope so too, one day. What's my favorite Hellcat? Good question. Um, I do like the red eye a lot, with the kind of double snout thing in the hood, and I mean 797 horsepower. I think did it make 807 at some point? I think they bumped it up to 807 at a period in time. It's just so much power, right? I do like the red eye. That's a cool car. Yeah, I mean the first generation of Demon is just awesome. That's so cool. 100 octane fuel making 840 horsepower. That's the business. Let's see. Rate the new Dodge Challenger EV on a scale of 1 to 10. 3. 3 and almost, well, okay, maybe 4. I'll give 2 out of those 10 to the exterior and 2 out of those 10 to the interior. I don't really like much else about it. I don't think that vehicle needs to be an EV. The sound was, they attempted to make it interesting, didn't really do it for me, and it just felt heavy. Am I good now? Am I still muted? Question? Am I muted? You can hear me. Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks for confirming. Yeah, I think it was because I was getting a call, and I'm not sure why it would even let me get a call when I'm on live. You'd think it would be, but then again, I guess it's iPhone versus, YouTube. If YouTube could block the calls, that'd be great. Um, What was I saying? Oh, Odyssey. Yeah, Odyssey Type R would be sick. What's my favorite big SUV? I'm a sucker for, favorite big SUV, Cadillac Escalade V. That is, oh gosh, I love the Escalade V. It's such an exercise in excess. Everything about it. It's so big. It makes so much power. It makes so much noise. It's it's just kind of like a brash automobile, and it's wonderful. So that's probably my favorite big SUV. Let's see. What do you think about the Mustang GT? Great car. I don't. I mean, the only thing about the Mustang, the only thing I probably don't like about the Mustang, I mean, there's some, yeah, cheap plastics and stuff in places, but honestly, you get V8 power for like 37 grand. It's a good deal. The only thing I don't like about the Mustang is that everyone has one. There's so many Mustangs. So that's, I love not rare cars necessarily, just cars that aren't super common. And you see Mustangs every time you turn your head. It's kind of like around me, I see Tesla Model 3s every other car, or Model Y every other car. And I just get over it. So I can never drive one of those. And I probably couldn't drive a Mustang GT just because everyone has one. But I could, at some point, drive a Mustang GT 350R, because that car is sick. So maybe one day. When am I going to Spartanburg? I don't have any plans right now, but I have been talking with BMW about, sometime in 2026. So I'll be out there. How's the M2 doing for me now? It's doing great. Yeah, honestly, this, not to spoil the road trip video, but I haven't had any major issues with the car. It's been super smooth. The little critiques I have, it is quite loud on the highway, especially on like concrete slabbed highways. A lot of tire noise, a lot of road noise, other cars, because they reduced the sound deadening in the CS model, and just the fact that there's so much tire hum. That probably is the worst thing. No, the worst thing, no cup holder. Center console, no cup holder. It sucks. And you think, you can work around that. You've got like door pocket cup holders. If your drink has anything over like a quarter level in it, then it would just spill out. So you can't use, if you have a completely sealed lid like this bottle, that's fine. That goes in the door pocket. But yeah, otherwise not having a cup holder is a big bummer as a road tripper. And the seats are fine, except the upper back, it's a little tight. What's my favorite car that I recorded? Favorite, thank you for liking my videos, Kimani. Your grandma has an 86 CRX with 99,000 miles. That's pretty cool. I want to review a late 80s or early 90s CRX. That'd be cool. Thinking about a 3 Series under 20,000 used. Any recommendations? Used German vehicles are a dangerous, this is not buying advice. I'm just saying, used German vehicles are a dangerous proposition. When things go wrong, they usually go wrong catastrophically and are very expensive because, at least for BMWs, and I mean Mercedes to the same degree, they have specialized tools. So you can't just go to your average mechanic. You have to go to mechanics with specialized tools and know how to work on the BMWs. And then all the parts are just so expensive. So I'm not gonna say don't do it. I'm just saying, keep in mind that a cheap used 3 Series may only be cheap when you buy it. It may not be cheap after a year with all the maintenance. So that's why I have this brand new BMW, which I'm going to keep in the warranty. You should do an AVAS sound compilation for some people who like to hear AVAS sound. Yeah, I can do that. Can you maybe do a video of me drifting the M2 CS in a parking lot? Oh, and Esther had suggested that. I do have, my first drive event of this car it was an area outside of Greenville in South Carolina. I do a lot of sliding of this car because they had an autocross course set up for us at the Michelin Proving Grounds, and it was all wet. So we just slid these cars around. So if you want to see that kind of stuff, I will. To sacrifice my own tires, maybe. I'm not going to say no, but maybe. Can I maybe do a video? Oh, okay, that was that question. Favorite car I recorded? McLaren 765 LT. So much fun. Or I mean, I don't know. I love my Demon. That was so much fun to just like do anything in that, accelerate. It's so fun. What's my favorite car? Or let's see. My dad owned a C8 Z06, and it was amazing. It was amazing, but it got totaled last month. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. My dad had a C6, not Z06, just the regular C6, and that was my first high horsepower car that I drove. So, soft spot in my heart for sure for the C6. Sorry that happened. That's a bummer. Backseat of the M2 is like for legless passengers. It's not that bad. I can actually fit back there. The problem is actually not the headroom, or the leg room for me at least. It's the headroom. I've got a long torso, and so often when I'm in back seats, my head is on the roof. It's the deal with this M2. I cannot fit my head. My leg's actually fitting fine behind my back seat. So I wouldn't say legless passengers, maybe headless passengers. Just me and my wife, and we have a toddler. What SUV do you recommend? Doesn't have to be sporty. Ooh, that's a good question. This is a mobile mama question for sure. I'm trying to think of smaller SUVs that we've reviewed recently that would work. I do like the Mazda CX-50. It's a good vehicle. It is still fun to drive. I know you said that wasn't a criteria, but it is fun to drive, and I think it looks great. The interior is very nice. It's the one I drove was like, it was a premium plus. It was like range topper hybrid, so you get good fuel in that one, and that's new, the hybrid for this year. And it was like 45, which I know that's not cheap, but the average new car is $50,000 now, which is out of control. But yeah, I really do like the CX-50, and you can definitely fit car seats in that. It's not the most legroom. I was actually impressed with the Nissan Rogue not that long ago because of that, and the trunk is amazing. Like, it can absolutely swallow up a ton of stuff, and it has good space. I can't remember. I think that one, it might have had the CVT, which I didn't love. I can't remember. Does the Rogue have a CVT, or does it have an automatic? Is that the 9-speed, or is that just the Pathfinder? I can't remember. But I do like the CX-50. And RAV4 is okay. RAV4 Hybrid or Prime are solid. But yeah, Mazda CX-50, I put that on your test list. Rather have an old BMW M2 CS or the new one? Great question. Great question. After, this is very right, because I just spent the last 800 miles in this car. After those 800 miles, I appreciate this car. The modern conveniences are quite nice. Nice GTI, or maybe it's an R, but he was checking out the CS. It's very nice. Like, having it was great for this kind of stuff. Having wireless CarPlay and having a pretty comfortable ride has been very nice. So as a road tripper, this car for sure. But the old CS was so pretty, and it was so much more, can I say this? It had more emotion. It did, because even the automatic was a dual clutch, unlike this, which is a torque converter. So it was just like, it was more involving just based on, even if you got the dual clutch or if you got the manual, it was just more involving of a car, and it weighed less. And I like lighter weight cars. So if I was just gonna go out for a fun drive, I might say old CS, but to live with, maybe this new CS. What do you think is the best daily driver, Plaid S or Porsche Turbo S? That's a tough question. That's tough. What was I just in not that long ago that I was like, this could be, Alpina B8. That is an insanely good daily driver, because it's got all the comfort. The seats are so good. It looks cool. So much power. Had, a good mix of tech and like physical controls. Alpina B8 could be my number one if it wasn't for the Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. The fact that that car exists, it is like my trump card for everything. I loved owning that vehicle. I miss it desperately. And my goodness, what a terrific daily driver that car is. So comfortable, exciting to drive when you want it to be, but just quiet and just a great daily driver for sure. 20 mansions and $1 billion a month in the Lamborghini SVJ. That's so nice of you to say, Esther. Um, that would be cool, but I certainly don't need any of those things. Need any of the things that God has already blessed me with, but I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. What am I doing here? Oh, Lincoln can drive. Oh, maybe you're asking him a question. Thank you. You're welcome. Hi. Hi, Lincoln can't drive. I posted you. Oh, you did? Me and the Tesla? Nice. Where? Are you still around me, or did you leave? Oh, I'm sorry. You just did you? Are you still nearby? You drove by and I wasn't noticing. I'm sorry. I'm locked into the live video. If you're still around, Aaron, Ventura. Hey, man. Thank you so much. Long time no see. That's cool. Hello. Oh, you left. I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't see you, man. I definitely looked for you, but when you drove by, I must have been looking at the phone. I apologize. What other questions do we have? To the LA Auto Show. So it's funny. There are days to go to the LA Auto Show, and this is the one I have only gone to. There's it used to be 2 days, but now it's just 1 day that you can go to. It's before the actual public days, and what's cool about that is that you don't have to kind of fight with other people to see the car. You just get to film content or talk to people in the industry. I really do like the media days of the LA Auto Show. The public days, I haven't gone to in a while, but I should. Maybe I should do a meetup there. Would you guys go to that if I said, hey, I'm doing a meetup at the LA Auto Show? Would you guys want to come by? I think that'd be kind of fun. I'm glitching on your screen. Sorry. I think the connection's not perfect, and I'm driving, so like I'm passing through places where there's good connection and bad connection. So thanks for your patience. Let's see if there's any other questions. I'm starting to go faster here, so I want to be safe. So I'm probably not gonna. I'm gonna go to the right lane and go slowly, so I can make sure that if anyone's asking me anything, I can pay attention. What were you asking? Have I tested any Raptor Rs? I did. It's actually one of my best performing, might be my best performing video ever on my YouTube channel, was the Raptor R. That's a fun truck. That's a truck I really wanted to buy, to be honest, at least a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. But I tried to see if Ford had any that they were like getting rid of from the press. But all their cars go to auction. They don't sell those to any journalists. I would have paid like full price or whatever, because dealerships were charging like 50 grand over MSRP at the time. I don't think they're doing that anymore, but yeah, Raptor R is cool. Early impressions of the M2 CS. It has some great parts. It has some not so great parts from a road trip / livability standpoint. The ride is way more compliant than I ever would have thought for a car that's so focused on being track capable. It's really great ride. It's way louder in here than I anticipated. Like extra loud. Not quite as loud as was I in the Mustang GTD. That was like being in a category loud, but it is loud on the highway, especially these concretes. Here I'm talking to a mic, but I still do have to talk quite loudly. And the lack of cup holder in the console is just a bump. There's been at least 3 or 4 times on this road trip where I've had like a beverage and I've either had to drain it or at least get it down to like a quarter level so I could stick it in one of the side slanted door pockets, because if you have any more liquid than that, it can spill out. Oh, it's your favorite truck? Raptor R. That's probably, it's certainly up there, like within top 3 of favorite trucks. I'm really excited about the Scout Motors vehicles. They're not production yet, so I can't really say they're my favorite, but I love the concept of an electric vehicle that is not hindered by range anxiety, because it's got a gas generator. You can just bring fuel and put it in the generator and keep driving it as an EV. GTD is at the LA Auto Show. Nice. Yeah, the next to the Corvette CX, or do you mean the ZR1X? Water bottle test fail, 100%. I had to leave my big bottle at home, and I can only bring this little 24-ounce bottle, which is so upsetting. I just want to bring my big bottle everywhere, and I can't. Any other questions for me? I think I'm probably gonna say I'll keep going for 4 more minutes, and then I'll cap it because that'll have been an hour. Thank you for everyone for tuning in and asking all the questions. 30,000 or less car recommendations. Probably the same ones as everyone else, but I will say, man, if you want just something that is so very practical and yet really fun to drive but not a lot of money, the Honda Civic Si is still such a win. It's a great manual transmission car. It's comfortable, like the seats are cushy and great. Not quite as comfy as the Type R seats, but it's such a good, affordable, fun car. It doesn't make so much power that it's at all scary to drive, and yet you can have, and it's front drive, so you can't really get into that much trouble. If you do, then you're impressively bad at driving. But Civic Si, that's way up there. And then, Miata and GR86 or BRC, but I'm more of a Toyota person than Subaru. So GR86 is just a laugh and a half. That car, it's fun everywhere. You can be going slow and it's fun. You can be going fast and it's fun. You can learn so much about driving dynamics and specifically driving rear drive cars from a GR86. And then the Miata is just like, if you live someplace where it's sunny like I do, then you can just throw the top down in literally a single second. You go down, and then you're enjoying the open weather, and then you put it back up, and then you go fast, and it's a great transmission as well. Excellent steering in that car. So yeah, and I think the Miata at this point is not 30,000 or less. So I think that's like a 31,000 to start car. Boy, it may even be more than that at this point. I apologize, I'm super out of touch with that one, but it's low 30s still. But Civic Si for 30 and under, that's a great car. Elantra N, that's like 34 now, but we're in the ballpark of 30s. Another great car. What's best car under 70,000? Best car. What are your needs? Because that's a difficult question. Best performance car, best sedan. I do love driving manuals. Sorry to answer your other question, Esther. I love manual transmission cars, but I want to specify good manuals. I wouldn't want the M2 in a manual, even though they don't offer it for the CS, but the regular M2, they do offer a manual. I don't want it because it's not a good manual. It's not satisfying to drive. So the simple fact that you have a stick that you can move around isn't as exciting as one that has feel and a good clutch and nice throw action. That car doesn't. So I love driving manuals. They have to be engaging. Coming back to 70,000 and under. Oh. Ooh. Ferrari? Is that an 812? That's sick. Hang on. I'm going to flip the camera around. I don't think you can see it. No. You can hear it though. Sorry, I'm just having a moment. That 812 sounds so good. There it goes. Disappeared. Hope you guys got to hear that from here, and I couldn't show you. Sorry, I'm driving. But wow, sounded good. So yeah, 70,000 and under. Maybe. Not the Supra. I like the Supra a lot, but it is flawed. And in terms of livability, it's a pain in the butt to get in and out of and see out of, and it's just the cabin is so tight. It's worse than this cabin. So I don't think it'd be the Supra. If they still made it, I would say the Mustang GT350R, but they don't make it anymore. could be the dark horse. That's a great car. It is a great car. I know I was asked about Mustangs earlier. The only thing I don't like about them is that everyone has them, but dark horse is pretty solid. Yeah, that might be it for 70 grand and under. Ketchup. Ketchup to what? More mustard? Ketchup. I got a Cadillac Escalade. Nice. It's a good vehicle. They're comfortable and cool. What are the thoughts on the E61 M5 Touring? E60 M5 Touring. That's not a car we had in the US. So is that a Euro spec vehicle? If so, that's awesome. But any E60 generation M5, the first M5 Touring we've had in the US is the G90. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, dark horse. Yeah, that's good. Yes. M340i. Ooh, I'm glad you mentioned that one. M340i. That might be it. If the M340i, see, that's the thing. The dark horse you can get with the Tremec, which is an amazing gearbox. M340i you can't. It's the same kind of ZF transmission I'm using right now. But that car, it does everything well. It's just like, it's an honest BMW without being a full-on M. It does all the BMW promised things. It's good to drive. It feels well built. It's got nice technology. It's comfortable while not being like cushy like a Lexus. M340i, that's up there too. It's the Ram Warlock SST 1500, a good truck. What's SST? What does that mean? So I know about the Warlock trim, and I know obviously the Ram 1500. I know the V8 is back, which is great. But what's the SST designation? Hello, Giga Chad. That's fun to say. Giga Chad, what's up? Oh man, I didn't even realize we went over an hour. I've just been talking. Yeah, I'm gonna probably wrap up in the next couple minutes here. But any last questions? How am I liking my M2 CS so far? Big thumbs up. The last 800 miles, it'll be 900, actually, yeah, 800 miles have been excellent. The road trip was, I'm not gonna spoil the video because I'm making that video. It'll come out in 2 weeks, I think, maybe 3 weeks, just because I've got other videos scheduled. But it did quite well, better than I expected for sure. So I like this car. I don't like that there isn't a cup holder. It's so frustrating. In the console, you've got just the cup holders in the door. That sucks. But man, it's smooth. The seats aren't that bad. They look, oh, there's an M340 right there. They look like they would be a pain in the butt, but they're not. Literally a pain in the butt. They're fine. Please don't hit me on the cord. Sorry, we're coming to a full stop on the highway, and I'm just making sure people are paying attention. Everyone was going quickly, and then we were stopping. So no one hit me. Great success. They were paying attention. SVJ, I need to revisit the SVJ. I gotta find someone who owns an SVJ, because, gosh, I love that car. Yeah, I do need to do that. Oh, you just passed me again? Wait, where? You just passed me again? Esther? I thought you said you were gone. I thought you had gone off the highway. Is it a good truck to buy? The Ram Warlock? I think the Warlock's cool because you get all the like good stuff, but you don't have to pay for any of the stuff that you may not want, like the luxury stuff. So I think it's a cool truck. Yeah. And Ram, they make good V8s, and the V8's back. So yeah, I think it's a good truck. Why am I going 5 miles per hour? Because everyone else is going 5 miles per hour. To be exact, we're doing 30 miles per hour now, but it's called traffic. That's why. You slowed down? Okay, where are you? I want to see you this time. How far up are you? What vehicles are around you? I know you're in a Tesla, but I mean, like, what vehicles are around you? I know you're in a white Tesla. So go to the right lane and wait up for me. I don't see you. I don't even see you up there. I'm going to be getting off in a little while. Hello! 15_, capital K or lowercase Z. Dodge six pack. Yeah, I do. I wanted to go on that first drive. They invited me, but I had a conflict, so I couldn't. Do a Ram Warlock review. I can see about that. Yeah. Most favorite day in the life review. That's a good question. I've had a lot of fun with that series. It's either going to be. It's either the Lee Mega, because I got to go to a baseball game with my family and tailgate in that. That was pretty fun. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. Or one of the ones where I went with my mom to the beach, because that was fun. So I'm going to say probably Lee Mega, though. That was probably my favorite day in the life. Should you get a BMW M2 competition F87 or Porsche Boxster or Toyota Supra? Not Toyota Supra. I like the Supra. I don't love the Supra like I do love the Boxster, and it depends on the Boxster. If you're talking about GPS or GTS 4.0, maybe even that over the F87 M2. I love the F87 M2 comp, but the Boxster GTS 4.0 is so good. Thoughts on Buick Enclave Avenir? Haven't reviewed it, but I will say I was just driving by. It might have been an Enclave. Is the Enclave the little one? I am so out of touch with Buick names for the vehicles. But it was like a mid-size SUV from Buick, and I was like, hey, that looks pretty good. And I know they have been paying a lot of like time and effort on their interiors and stuff recently. You're in the Cadillac Escalade that passed me? Wow, how am I just surrounded by all these people that actually are tuning in? That's crazy. Which Cadillac Escalade passed me? Which one? I'm going to be getting off here on the 22 not too long from now. I'm not sure, therefore, if Esther is too far ahead, I'm not going to catch up to you in your Tesla, unfortunately. I don't see an Escalade around me. Was there one? It was a Model 3, right? Not a Model Y? I need to try the M3 CS. I have, actually. I reviewed the M3 CS maybe twice, or maybe just once. But I did review the M3 CS. Great car. Honestly, on the level with my Blackwing as just amazing driver's car. It just missed the manual. But the only good BMW with a manual is the Z4 M40i. You saw it at home. Oh, see, it's difficult to multitask, and I couldn't unfortunately see Esther. I'm now getting off the highway here in a little bit, so I'm probably going to wrap this one up. But guys, thank you so much. Oh wait, what's your last question, Kara? V8 or inline six? Both. Depends on the application. It depends on just the motor, because they're great V8s. They're really great V8s, like the Lexus LC500 V8, the 5.0 that I was just in. And there are great inline sixes, like the one I'm driving right now. So, yeah, it just depends. The M2 CS has been a surprisingly good road trip car, Brandon. I actually didn't expect it to be as good of a road trip vehicle as it has been, but it has been great. 26 Durango SRT. I look forward to reviewing it. I remember which one, the Hellcat or just the regular... oh no, I guess the only SRT is the Hellcat. There's the RT, which I think is good, but the SRT is a lot of fun. The only thing is, like, the Durango interior, it's pretty dated at this point. The infotainment has been updated, but like there are things that I'm using in here. I'm like, I feel like I'm using something that was designed 20 years ago. So, and especially also the layout of the interior, it feels cramped in places it shouldn't. Just packaging, I'll say that needs improvement. But that 6.2 V8 supercharged does not need improvement. It's a great motor. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign out at this point. Thank you so much for joining. I'll do another live Q&A in a couple days. So see you then.